Good morning. This is Chair French, and I am convening the special business meeting of the Kansas Corporation for today, February 24th, 2021. I'm joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Duffy. And we have one item on today's special business meeting, and this is in Federal Energy Regulatory Commission docket number EL 21-blank-000, docket number to be assigned, I presume. And this is regarding a motion to file comments in support of SPP's request for limited waiver. Our presenter today is Mr. Cole Bailey. Cole, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And yeah, just an update on the docket number. I've just received information. The docket is now EL 21-1193. And so 2 days ago, February 22nd, 2021, the Southwest Power Pool filed a request at FERC for a 2-week waiver, temporarily relieving load-serving entities of the requirements set forth in Section 5.3.2 of Attachment X of the Open Access Tariff that obligates load-serving entities to provide SPP with significant additional collateral within 2 days of receipt of the notice from SPP. The extreme weather event that occurred last week in the SPP region caused significant, unprecedented reliability and operational challenges. Many load-serving entities made significant net purchases in the market at high market prices during this period and will face high calls to post additional collateral by Monday, March 1st, 2021. SPP has asked FERC to make a decision by today, February 24, 2021. Kansas load-serving entities include Evergy and Empire, and they may be affected by these collateral calls. Staff has discussed SPP's request with our DC Council and believe the KCC should file intervention out of time and brief comments in support of the waiver. We have comments available to be filed upon Commission approval. So this will likely be filed before FERC makes a decision. But the deadline was due yesterday. We just found out about it. And so I don't think there'd be any problem filing anything. So I recommend the Commission authorize the DC Council to file comments in support of SPP's request for a limited waiver. And I'll stand for questions. And I know if there's anything I can't answer, Justin Grady and Jeff McClanahan are on the call as well.
All right, thank you, Cole. Yes, I noticed we had our star-studded cast here today. Well, let me turn to my fellow commissioners to see if they have any questions on the recommendation, and I'll turn first to Commissioner Duffy.
Yes, thank you. I do have a couple of questions. Are we the only entity that will be filing a document such as this? Are there other commissions that are in process as well?
I don't believe, I haven't been in contact with anybody. Jason in DC has not mentioned speaking with anybody. I don't know if Jeff or Justin have heard from anyone else.
No, I haven't heard from anyone else, but I have had conversations with Evergy. So this is a really an odd deal, right? So SPP's tariff calculates market exposure on a forecasted basis using a 7-day rolling average. 7 days includes last week, which creates, it's an anomaly, which creates a high risk moving forward. So under the formula, it creates what would be a very high collateral call for Liberty and Evergy. In discussions with Evergy, they're going to be probably a net exporter overall during last week. So SPP will be resettling with them sometime in the next few weeks or here in the near future. So they'll be relatively neutral on the impact from last week to customers because they were able to generate enough electricity to be more or less a net exporter. So it's an oddity here, right? I mean, it's just a function of the way the formula is structured. But because of the conversations with Evergy and how little sense this makes, we just felt like it was a good idea to weigh in, because Evergy is just going to be paying a lot of money for a collateral call and then getting a lot of money back. So it really makes a lot of sense to this. So we just thought we would weigh in and support the waiver request from SPP.
So it's also my understanding this pertains to Liberty Empire as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Let me look here. Thank you. I think that satisfies my questions.
Commissioner Keen, did you have any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a very general question. I'm going to throw this open to both Jeff and Justin. Beyond the explanation that Jeff just provided and that Cole provided by way of an overview, are there any additional major factors either of you would like to bring to our attention?
Yeah, I don't have any, Commissioner Keen.
Yeah, just briefly, the only thing I could think of to add that to the very end of what Jeff said is that this waiver, this 2-week temporary waiver, only applies to the portion of the collateral requirements associated with the future market exposure. That's this sort of anomalous element that Jeff described. And so the reason 2 weeks is important is because the way that the tariff works is once you pay your invoice for everything you've been exposed to for the last week, then that drops off of the calculation. So, I mean, you know, it really is very little financial risk to the system as a whole, and it just screams out the need to request the waiver for this extremely unusual event. And so, yeah, it makes sense, I believe, to support this.
Thank you. No further questions, Mr. Chairman.
I would entertain a motion on staff's recommendation if either commissioner is prepared to make that motion.
I can,
Okay.
Commissioner.
Go ahead.
I recommend the commission authorize our DC council to file comments in support of SPP's request for limited waiver via EL 21911. Is that correct? The number site?
Yeah, 211193.
Oh, and excuse me, put a 3 on the end there. Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a
Second.
motion. We have a motion and a second to authorize our DC council to file comments in support of SPP's request for a 2-week waiver at FERC. Those in favor of the motion, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes and staff's recommendation is approved. If there is no further business to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.